Turn now to the United Nations General Assembly. More leaders are speaking today.
This includes the president of the Palestinian Authority, who spoke over video after the U.S. revoked his visa. Local 10's Janice Fernandez joins us live now from New York with that president's message about the war in Gaza. Janice.
It was very much a highly anticipated speech, as Palestine being recognized as a state by the majority of UN members has really taken center stage during this high-level week. Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas starting off his speech by thanking those members of the United Nations for being committed to finding a two-state solution. Now, Abbas telling the members of the United Nations General Assembly that Hamas will not have any involvement in a Palestinian government. He also called on Hamas to put their weapons down. He condemned the October 7th attacks, saying that the hostages must be released. He also said that Palestine recognizes Israel's right to exist. But he, of course, condemning the war in Gaza, saying more than 1 million people have been displaced as a result of that war, and also adding that more than 60,000 people have been killed because of it. He called on the international community to join him and continue calling for an end to this war, telling Israel to stop its ground assault. Take a listen.
What Israel is carrying out is not merely an aggression. It is a war crime and a crime against humanity that is both documented and monitored. And it will be recorded in history books and the pages of international conscience as one of the most horrific chapters of humanitarian tragedy in the 20th and 21st centuries.
Of course, the majority of members recognizing Palestine as a state is just really one piece of this really complicated puzzle, because this is a complicated situation. The reality is that the Palestinian Authority does not have control of Gaza. Hamas does, and Israel continues its assault on Gaza, vowing to continue doing that until Hamas is defeated. There have also been criticisms of the Palestinian Authority in the past, with some saying that they've been corrupt and ineffective. In fact, French President Emmanuel Macron, who has really been the one to lead sort of this recognition of statehood and this two-state solution, has said that the only way that this will all work is if the Palestinian Authority goes through some very serious reform.
You know, Janice, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will address the UN tomorrow. We know you're already getting a preview of what he might say. There are so many questions people have for him, including what his reaction might be to so many other countries there recognizing Palestine as a state.
That's right. The Prime Minister will be speaking tomorrow, and that is going to be another closely watched speech. And he's really giving us a preview of what he plans to say before he left Israel to come here to New York. He said that he is going to denounce those nations that are recognizing Palestine as a state. And he's going to say that Israel is not going to stop their assault. In fact, he even said that under his watch, Palestine will not become a state. There's still a lot that will happen. We also know that Netanyahu will be meeting with President Trump on Monday to discuss the war and discuss a possible path to peace and a ceasefire. So we, of course, will be closely watching Netanyahu's address to the United Nations tomorrow.
Okay, Janice, thank you. Janice Fernandez reporting for us from New York, and she'll be there all week. We'll keep up with you, and we'll check in with you later, Janice.